Happy Crafternoon, everyone. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Today we are broadcasting from our home studio because we are having a hot water heater situation here, and Tom is going to be running in and out of the live. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So we decided to just broadcast from home today, and it is great to welcome you into our home. So before we get started with today's video, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
From the broom closet.
Yeah. How are you today?
Well, actually, I am not the one fixing this thing.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No.
If you're looking for heroes these days, superheroes, Marvel characters, I think hot water repairmen, hot water heater repairmen, and such are, you look no further. Those guys should have capes.
Absolutely. Well, it is great to see you. I know you're going to be running in and out, so there might be a period of time where it's just the overhead and me up in that corner. So that will work. But Tom, you will be in and out, right? So you will have a word of the day later?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And I know that we're having trouble with Facebook today. So if any of you normally watch on Facebook, if you go over to our Facebook page, it looks like the live posted twice, and you may just have been sitting on the wrong one. But if you prefer watching from Facebook, the other one is probably streaming live. I don't know. Facebook gives us fits every single time. I think that's why almost all the other content creators only do their lives on YouTube, because YouTube is just a rock, solid as a rock. But so hopefully our Facebook friends will find us today. All right. So today's video is called Stencil Spritz. Now this is a revisit from a video that I had posted a few years ago, and I love this technique. It is such a fun technique, and I'm going to be using a couple of different stencils here. I pulled these two because they do such a nice job with this technique. I've got the Fizzy stencil here and the Harvest Flourish stencil here. When I was making my labels here in my home studio, I used a different font here for my stencils, so it's kind of big, but hopefully you can read it and you can see which ones I have here. Also, A big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Brianne, thank you for being here and helping us all the time with our lives. We appreciate you so much. If you're looking for any particular products that I use, you can always just use the word question, and then Brianne will probably see it and she can always find the link for you. So, hey Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer's here. It's great to see you, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm going to do this technique just a little bit differently than I did it in my last video, because this is a little twist on it, and I think it will be fun to show you a different way that you can do it. Now, I want to find my master layout set here that I want to use. I'm going to use Master Layouts 2 for this. And let me zoom out a little bit because the die cutting machine is kind of big. I also see a lot of people in the chat here talking about that they are getting their 12 Days of Christmas box, that it has landed for a lot of you, and that's very exciting. We just want to make sure that nobody shares any sneak peeks because the unboxing event starts on 12/12 at 12 noon Central Time. And we want everybody that's on Team Wait and doesn't want to see what's inside to be able to be surprised. So that will be a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and I'm just going to trim this down to a 1/4 sheet just to make it a little bit easier. And I could see people starting to find us a little bit, some maybe Facebook. Some people found us on Facebook. I still don't see any comments coming in on Facebook. And we usually have 300. Oh, there they are. Okay. We usually get about 200-300 people watching on Facebook. So I always feel bad when Facebook gets glitchy and doesn't work. All those people are just, I feel like you guys are just roaming around saying, what happened? Where is everybody? So I'm going to cut out a Master Layouts 2 here using my Intricate die cutting machine. It's been so great to see all you guys. So fun on a Thursday afternoon. Oh, I know. And I do have to tell you that we've got so many teams working right now trying to get these boxes out. We did almost twice as many Christmas boxes as we do our regular kits. I can't believe it's sold out, but we really appreciate all of you guys and your excitement for this. It was really shocking, though, to see that it's sold out already. But you can imagine how long it takes for our team to build that many boxes. So thank you guys for your patience. We are absolutely going to get them all out in time. And one of the things that our team did, and this is just a bit of information for you when it comes to the 12 Days of Christmas boxes. I know Kathy Zilski, I love you. Actually, I can't be on a team wait because I have to film. That's right, Kathy's not on team wait, and Kathy did give her stamp of approval, which is so awesome. And Kathy, thank you so much for your cute video. Megan and Andrew, thank you for sharing everything about the box. Megan, Jennifer, and Kathy are definitely, Mindy, they're not on team wait because they had to open everything so that they could see how to put it all together. But one thing I did want to tell you about our Christmas boxes is this is something that we normally don't do, but we had to do for this event. We pulled all the international customers and shipped their boxes first. And the reason why we did that was because we needed to make sure some of those boxes can take up to 30 days to land. They take a really long time for our international customers, where the average time frame for a US customer is, 5 to 7 days. So we made sure that the internationals got out because we wanted to make sure that they can participate starting on day 1 as well. So hopefully everybody will get their box and we'll all have fun together. Okay, so I'm going to use some Masking Magic strips here. I am using the 1/2-inch strips. Now, if you've never used our Masking Magic strips before, they are really nice because they are a bit waterproof. Like if you get them a little bit wet for watercolor, it works fine. They hold really well. They make crisp, clean lines if you want to do background techniques with them. You can see some of the techniques here on the package, but I'm going to use these to go around the perimeter here because we are going to be doing some big silhouette stamping, and I want to make sure that that I have some white showing around the edges. Now, a lot of times I will use the 1/4 inch masking magic strips for this technique, but for this one I want to use the 1/2 inch strips because I want to do silhouette stamping, and sometimes I like that to go off of the cardstock. So we'll see. We'll see how this all works. So what I'm doing here is I am applying these right up to the very edge. This way, you know, hopefully I won't get any ink on the edges. Okay, and let's go ahead and do this one here, and then we'll do the last one. So this is a little bit different from my original technique where I just did the entire background. This will be a little bit different because you're die cutting that panel first, and you're also masking off the edges, which is going to make this design have a beautiful white border. It's Kindness Day today. It's also like National Diabetes Day today. I think today was the day that insulin was invented. And if you don't think I'm happy about that, I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am about that. It's the reason why I'm here today, because because insulin was invented. All right, so I'm going to use the Fizzy stencil for this, and I'm going to move this over here. And I am going to, normally we don't, when we ship, I see some comments here about it. Normally when we ship, we don't go out of order. Because sometimes people will be like, oh, I got my box already. It must be because I'm in Wisconsin. And that's not true. It's just because you ordered earlier than somebody maybe in Florida did. You know, I mean, somebody in Florida might get their box before somebody in Wisconsin because they ordered first. So normally we just take them in the order, by order number. But to make sure our international customers get theirs in time, we definitely wanted to ship internationals out quickly. So, all right, so I'm going to use the Fizzy stencil here, and I've picked 3 ink colors, and these are 3 of the ink colors that I used in the last video, and they're so perfect for autumn card making. So I'm going to use Plum Punch, Tomato Soup, and Honey Mustard. That's right, Anne. Hug your favorite diabetic today. It's so true. Okay, so I'm going to take this ink cube and I'm going to smush color on here. And we want to make sure that we smush enough color that it's going to cover this area here that we have open. All right, so that seems like enough. I'm just going to get some more of that on there. And then I'm going to use tomato soup next. Okay, do the same thing. And yes, I am going up into that Plum Punch a little bit. If you're worried about it after you're done with that, just, you know, just kind of wipe it off a little bit onto your scrap paper. But I do this all the time, and I don't worry about it too much. And then I'm going to use some honey mustard. Same thing, I'm kind of working my way up into that last color. And I think that's going to be plenty of color there to cover this area that I want to cover. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some water. I've got a little spritz bottle here, and I am going to spray it once, just kind of in the air to make sure nothing's gloppy, and I've got the water flowing through the nozzle here. And then I'm going to take this stencil and I'm going to spritz it a little bit with the water. Okay, there we go. So now it's got a little water on it. And you can see it's kind of beating up a little bit, which is cool. And then I'm going to place this stencil right on top here. And I'm going to just press that down. Let's see how that looks. Okay. So now we've got this super cool pattern. And if you need a little bit more down here at the bottom, you can always add a little bit more. See if some of that will transfer. Okay. We're good. We're going to leave it like that. Now I'm going to clean this stencil with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I know some people put it in a spray bottle, and you can do that. Just have another little spray bottle and fill it with alcohol, and you can spray it. I don't do that personally because I'm really sensitive to certain smells, And so I don't want the alcohol to be in the air for me to smell it. So I just take it right out of the bottle and put it onto a paper towel and then just clean up the stencil that way. All right, that should be pretty good. Ooh, what a mess. Hey, Tom, you're back. Any word?
I'm back. It's moving along.
Okay.
It's going to be okay.
All right, that's good. Because I do not like not having hot water. That is not fun. Okay, so my stencil's all clean. I'm going to put this aside because I might use that paper again, depending how long this card takes. So now, if you want, you can take a little piece of that paper towel and you can just dab off the masking magic if it's wet. I just saw a little water blob there, so I wanted to just dab that off. Now I'm going to do some ink blending. And at home I have my white ink stands. At work I have my black ink stands. Love them both. Love all the ink stands. So Brianne, if you wouldn't mind linking your ink stand, that would be amazing. So I'm going to start with Plum Punch. And actually I'm going to be good today. I told Brianne to text me and remind me to use more ink stands so I don't have to open and close ink pads. So I'm going to open my tomato soup. Ooh, that's upside down. That's okay though. I just want them to all be faced the same way here. And let me get my honey mustard. This is so nice, these ink stands, when you're making a video too, if you're a content creator, then people can see the colors that you're using, because if I just had these out, they all look exactly the same. All right, so I'm going to start with Plum Punch here, and I'm going to get a blending brush. So let me get a purple blending brush, and I'm going to ink that up with some Plum Punch ink. Alrighty. Then I'm going to start, and I'm going to ink up all around the perimeter here and go down onto this cardstock. Now, if you're worried about your ink being a little bit wet, you can take your heat tool and you could always just heat it up a little bit just to dry the ink if you're worried. But I'm not too worried. Okay. So next color I'm going to use is tomato soup. So I'm going to get my tomato soup here. Hello everybody. It's great to see you all. I think some of our Facebook friends have found us. Facebook gives me trouble. I don't know what it is. It seems like it doesn't let the software remember your username and password, and then Lord help you if you change it for any reason. So I'm going to add a little bit more Plum Punch in here. You can see I'm getting a nice fade. And now I'm going to do honey mustard, the last color. Yay, my Facebook friends are here. All right. Okay. And we're going to come up with this from the bottom. Make sure we get that honey mustard real close to the edge there, and then we can bring it up, and if it gets a little contaminated where it fades, that's fine. All right, that's a beautiful color combination for autumn, isn't it? Love that. I'm going back with the tomato soup brush. I didn't re-ink it. I'm just adding whatever's on there, and that just gives me a little bit more of a fade between those colors. Okay, so I had all my ink stands out, and now I don't need these colors anymore, but I have more colors to add if we do another one. I think we should. We should do 2 today because this is such a fun technique. Now, I love how it just created that texture in that ink blend, and now we're going to remove the strips. And this is always the fun part. And even with that water, see how crisp that is? Even with the water. I love that. Ink blending never lets me down, right? It's so pretty and so fun. Alrighty, there we go. Now where did my Misty go? I know I have a Misty here somewhere. Here it is. This one is tucked away on the shelf. Okay. So it doesn't matter which side you like better. This feels more like a sunset. This might be more like a sunrise. I don't know. It just kind of depends on which way you like it. But you can see it didn't make the paper warpy, even though this isn't watercolor paper. And it also, you know, everything is dry. You can feel a little bit of the texture, but I think it's going to stamp just fine. So I have my grip mat in here, and I'm just going to stick this down onto my grip mat. Now, for stamp sets, I've chosen a couple autumn ones that I think are really pretty. I have the Harvest Silhouettes. I just love this design. I think that's so nice. And then I have Autumn Silhouettes, which this is one of my favorite designs too. I think I'm going to use this one. Let's try this one for this card and just see how it goes. In my original video, I used the Autumn Silhouettes. I did a lot of leaf stamping, and you could do that as well. You could even leave the Masking Magic strips on there if you want the whole design to be contained, or if you don't mind going outside of the design like that, which I think is really pretty, how it just kind of flutters outside, then take the Masking Magic strips off, and you know, you can do it this way. Okay. Now it makes such a difference, I think, to have that little bit of texture in there with the ink blending. It just makes it a little more interesting. Okay, so I want to make sure that this bottom is straight down here. Excuse my head in the way. I'm gonna move over just a hair too, because I want a little bit to extend on this side and a little bit to extend on this side. I know silhouette stamping is, it's like when I don't feel like working that hard, silhouette stamping always looks good. It always looks like you put a lot of time into it. And I did want to show you that if you want to reuse these Masking Magic strips, you can. What I do when I have Masking Magic strips that really aren't that damaged yet, you know, they do get damaged over time just because they're a consumable and they're basically paper, but they do last a couple of stampings if you're careful with taking them off. So what I do is I'll just take the package of Masking Magic strips and I'll just tape them right onto the packaging, and this way I can reuse them. The one thing I will say is try to put them back on in the similar order that you put them on originally, and try to use the same colors, because this is a bit of a glossy paper, and when you start re-inking, sometimes it reactivates the ink because this is a water-based ink, so when you hit water with water, sometimes it reactivates. So I don't know that I would be like, I put these on and then make a bright yellow card, because it might pull some of that purple in and make it look a little bit brown. All right. Oh, everybody wants to see Zeus? Oh my gosh, yes, because we're home and you could see Zeus. All right. Maybe Tom will get Zeus and see if he's sleeping in his little box. So let's see if we can get Zeus. Okay, so I'm going to use some black onyx, and I'm going to stamp this stamp with black onyx. Oh, I hear, oh, Zeus. No, you do it, Tom. You show him. So Zeus was sleeping in his box, and Tom went ahead and grabbed him.
Sleeping.
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was earlier, but I wouldn't have disturbed him, I don't think.
No.
Okay, so I don't have my microphone on, but here we go.
All right, so here's Tom and Zeus. There he is. Hey, Zeus. See, I would have disturbed him if he was sleeping. I disturb him all the time just to give him love and kisses. So that is our new kitty. Zeus found us, and we adopted him, and we are just thrilled to have him. So he's so cute. All right. So you can see how this is coming along. I'm just doing 3 separate stampings because I'm not putting a lot of pressure, but I want it to be nice and solid. I love Zeus too. He's such a good boy. Okay, so what do you guys think of this color combination? I know, you know, it's so funny that everybody that I know who has a cat, well, almost everybody I know who has a cat. Some people do specifically go to a breeder and get a cat, you know, and that's fine. But almost everybody I know that has a cat, number one, wasn't trying to get a cat. The cat just found them. It just showed up one day, and then they had a cat. The best cat I ever met in my life, until Zeus, because he's pretty up there, was my daughter Alicia's cat, Honey. And Honey passed away last year. It was very sad. But she was the best cat in the world, and she was just a rescue. So there's something about those cats that I think that they appreciate you so much. All right. So there we go. And I just love the texture behind that. It's so pretty. So let's turn this into a card. I'm going to get the die cutting machine. Kathy Zilski, she watches her daughter's cat, Frankie, all the time. Frankie is adorable. And she had a Frankie cam at one point. Kathy, do you still have a Frankie cam in your office? She would show Frankie. She had a special camera set up for Frankie, so I have to know if Kathy still has a Frankie cam. We need a Zeus cam, except we usually broadcast from work. Very rarely do we broadcast from home, and that's because I have to clean up at home, and I don't want to... I generally leave everything everywhere, so I had to clean everything up today. Oh, Frankie's there? Oh, awesome. I love Frankie. He's so cute. So Kathy's a cat grandmom. I was a cat grandmom, and now I'm a cat mom. And a dog grandmom. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out using Master Layouts 2. This is the plain die from Master Layouts 2. No! Frankie stopped sleeping in your office? Oh, Kathy. We'll have to give Frankie a talking to. Maybe the Frankie cam is now the die cutting machine cam. I don't know, Kathy. I watch you as much as I can. So I'm not always up to date, but I see you enough that I know a lot about your videos and what you do. Love them. Kathy's awesome. Kathy, I just grabbed an Instagram picture of yours from like 43 weeks ago to share on our Instagram. I don't know if it was 43 weeks ago, but it was like quite a bit ago. And it's just the most beautiful photo of the way that you took a picture of the ink pads and our expansion pack labels. Kathy is definitely a graphic designer, and everything that she makes has such great design assets, just great elements. Okay, so there we go. I put that on black, and now I'm going to pick a color for the background. So I tend to want to go with a color that is not in here, but would coordinate. So, and I gave you credit. Don't worry, Kathy. I gave you credit, and people can find you. I put your link. All right, so I feel like sweet corn, which is, in my opinion, an underloved color, but I know it was one of Jennifer McGuire's favorites because Jennifer used to talk about it a lot. I feel like this color is the perfect color. It's not honey mustard, which is deeper, but it brings out, to me, you know where my eye goes when I see this color? Right in here for some reason. I feel like this color brings that spot in the card out, and it just makes it feel like that's where like the sun is like maybe behind some mist or something. So I'm gonna go with sweet corn, and I need to get my big Tim Holtz cutter out. Here it is, and I cleaned everything up in here so it looks better, but I generally don't like to take the time to do that. Come on, you guys. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me that your craft rooms are kind of always on the verge of being a mess too. My studio, I feel like I can fix it a little bit more because I only do card making there, but in my home studio I do card making, and I've got jewelry supplies, and I've got I paint, and then I also do my doodling, so I've got markers all over the place. And what other crafts do? I do a lot. Do a lot of crafts. So, and I have all my gardening stuff at home. All right, so we're gonna put that onto this sweet corn. Okay, good, Donna. Donna said I'm not alone. I'll take your word for it. Hope you're feeling well, Donna. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna put that on top. Now, what kind of greeting should we use? There are so many options. One option would be to use like a strip sentiment, but I feel like I want this to be more of a Thanksgiving card. So I might choose Happy Thanksgiving from here and cut it out on a strip sentiment. So let's see what that would look like. Actually, I wonder if Master Layouts 2, if the strip sentiment dies in Master Layouts 2 would work with that greeting. I think that might be really fun. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, I think that would be really pretty to have that kind of flagged out a little bit, and we could just place it right on here, maybe even bring the flag off the edge a little bit. Why don't we do that? Now, it would be nice to do it in black with white print, but I'm going to do this one with white because a lot of it's going over the color here, and I think that's going to still look really pretty. So let's stamp this on a piece of white scrap. Here, I have this. I'm going to stamp it on this. This is just something that I cut out earlier and ended up not using. So I can use this for my sentiments today. Is Black Friday tomorrow? No, Black Friday is not tomorrow. Black Friday is the day after the U.S. Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is late this year. It's right at the end of the month. It's always the last Thursday, because, you know, like, I know I'm saying it, and a lot of people are saying it. Why is Thanksgiving so late this year? Oh, I've got a goober on there. Let me clean that. A lot of people are saying, why is Thanksgiving so late this year? And it's not. Well, it is, but it's always the very last Thursday of the month. And for some reason, just the way the days fall, the last Thursday of the month is like the very end of the month. It seems like it. I always feel like Thanksgiving. Maybe it's because some Thanksgivings, some Novembers feel like they have 5 weeks. Just the way it's not 5 full weeks, but just the way it all works together. I might have a goober on that stamp, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Not too bad. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut this out with the die cutting machine.
Yes, Cheryl, if you put off cleaning to craft, you are procrastinating. Her spell correction was just kept thwarting her efforts at humor. That's a great one. Procrastinating.
Procrastinating, for sure. Oh, spell checker. You know, spell checker doesn't work when I need it to work. And when I'm trying to be funny and do something like that, then all of a sudden spell checker is like on steroids and won't let you have any fun. Do you have that, Tom, when you're typing in your word of the day? Does your spell checker get you sometimes?
All the time, but you know, I am a chronic read before I post
You
person.
are?
Yeah, I have to reread I like proofread,
Yeah.
and so I think I do much better than I would otherwise on my posts, making sense. Although I make one post every 4 years, so.
Oh, it better be good. cut another one of these out. It's a good thing I taped that down so it doesn't move. No reason for that at all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Brienne, me too. I wish I proofread. But you know what I end up doing? I post stuff. And then I edit it. And then I edit it again. And then I edit it again. And I edit it like 16 times. It takes me before all the typos are gone. Thank goodness Facebook lets you edit. It didn't used to. Like way back when dinosaurs ruled Facebook, it didn't let you edit. And that was a problem. I remember, like, I was on Twitter for a while. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I was on Twitter for a while, and Twitter wouldn't let you edit. And Instagram wouldn't let you edit. Finally, Instagram lets you edit. But, see, but if we were Tom, we wouldn't need to edit. Okay, so we could put this right across the center, which would be very pretty. What do you guys think? Do you like that across the center, or do you like it staggered off to the side like that? Which way do you like it better, Tom? I know he's going to say the opposite of what I like. I just want to hear.
I happen to like it. Can I see the other one again?
Yeah.
You know, I think because the flowers go in all random ways, I think the center is what I like.
I knew it would be different than what I liked.
And I knew it would too, so that's why I explained why I chose that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm doing it off to the side.
I am also a fan. I think the what's this technique called? The black
the silhouette stamping?
Silhouette stamping. I think there's something about it that it very much lends to a minimal greeting, a minimal, like there was another one. What was the other one on that stamp set that said sending love or something? With love.
Oh, yeah, with love.
With love.
Yeah.
That's more understated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the quietness of a silhouette, because it's usually, it depicts the dusk kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my 2 cents.
All right. Well, we like your 2 cents. All right. Well, there we go. There's our first card with the Stencil Spritz technique.
We're not making sense anymore in this country, so
you're making
in so many
sense.
ways.
You're making great sense, Tom. We love what you have to say. Okay, let's do a second one here.
Back to the broom closet.
We're going to do this a little bit differently. Back to the broom closet. I know, no dead space sign. It's funny. So I'm going to do another Master Layouts 2 here, and then we're going to change this up a little bit, I hope. Before I commit to this, I just have to look and see, did I bring home enough Masking Magic strips? Hopefully I have them. Let me see before I commit to this. Okay, I have 1/4 inch, which is good. Do I have any 1/8 inch? I do. Okay. All right, so we're probably going to use the 1/8 inch ones. All right, so I'm cutting this with Master Layouts 2. And then I'm going to use a lighter palette for this. No, I like your reasoning there, Tom. Maybe we'll use a smaller greeting for this. This one. Okay. So I'm going to use this same piece of paper that's all beat up and wet. Now for this one, let's take a look at this card again. I feel like for this one, I'm thinking of using the leaves. I know I used the leaves in the last video, but I think you'll understand why I'm thinking about using the leaves. Or maybe I'll use this one. I need a big, tall greeting for this technique. All right, so I'm going to use first 1/4 inch Masking Magic strips. So they all come in the same pack, which is nice. So we're gonna do this around the perimeter. Okay, I'll do another one here. How's the heater situation, Tom?
He went to get a part.
Oh, good. That sounds promising.
The most expensive part he can find.
Seriously, this hair, I couldn't take a shower this morning. It was too cold. So I had to just fluff whatever was there and hope for the best. Okay. Now, you've seen me do this before, but you've seen me do it in a different way. You haven't seen me do it with the Stencil Spritz technique. But I'm going to take some 1/8 of an inch Masking Magic strips, and I'm going to create a pattern going down the card like this. All right, so we'll put one there. I'll take another one. Boy, you get a lot of these 1/8 of an inch ones, which is great. I love them. There. We're going to do another one. Yes, I need to get some dry shampoo. It's a good idea. I might move these. What's nice about the Masking Magic is once you put it down, you could totally move it. See, I feel like that bottom one is going to be too big, so I'm going to move it down just a little bit here. And then I'm going to pick this one up and move it down just a little bit. Move this one down. That's what I love about this stuff, is that it's repositionable. This is a great way to get them straight. Just have them all down there and then you can just adjust them. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. So now we're going to do that technique again. I think I have the wrong one here, but that's all right. We're going to do the stencil, but I'm going to do that other stencil that I showed you in the beginning, the Harvest Flourish. This is a good one for the technique too. Now, I'm not worried. I have 5 segments on this card. You can see what I mean by segments. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I've taught this technique of doing this before, I did different colors in each segment. I'm not going to worry about that this time. I'm going to stick with 3 colors. And my colors this time are going to be Blue Lagoon, Lucky Clover, and Wild Lilac. So remember, this is important, the way that we put these onto the stencil, right? Because if we do this order, it's going to get ugly in between these 2 colors. Purple and green really don't go together. Green and blue go together, and blue and purple go together, right? Because you get different shades. You get bluish purple or you get bluish green. But there is no blue, there is no purple green. That doesn't work. So make sure that you have colors that will blend well together next to each other. So I'm putting the purple next to the blue and then the blue next to the green. So I'm going to ink this up with some Wild Lilac. Then we're going to go into some Blue Lagoon. Going up into that purple just a little bit. And then I'm going to use Lucky Clover. We need enough of that. Let's see if that's going to be a good, is that going to give me good coverage? Yes. I might come down into this a little bit with the blue. I feel like there was an awful lot of green there. But I think we're going to get some cool color looks here. All right, so once again, I'm starting my water off to the side. And it's a good thing Zeus is in here. He wouldn't like that. And then we'll go ahead and spritz that with some water. And then we're going to put this down onto this. There we go. Let's hope for the best. There we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. This is going to look neat. It's going to be neato. Remember we used to say neato, Tom, when we were kids? Neato.
Is that the 60s or the 70s?
It's got to be the 70s. I wasn't using words like neato in the 60s. I was a baby.
I think my brother leveled me for saying that once.
Really?
Yeah.
Neato? Is that corny?
Yeah, he just said, people don't say that anymore. That was the end.
Oh my gosh, neato. Probably because when I was a little kid, I remember I was, maybe like 5 or 6, and I had such a crush on David Cassidy and the Partridge Family. Oh my goodness. Those were the days, huh? Okay, so I am going to use Post-it notes now. Maybe I won't. I don't think I am. I'm changing my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. All right, I'm going to start with Wild Lilac here. And my purple brush does have a lot of Plum Punch on it. So let me just go ahead and get some of that off. And I think David Cassidy said neato in the Partridge Family. Maybe. I don't even know. See, I didn't have a brother to
level you.
To level me. I didn't have that. Some people would say, oh, you didn't have a brother, you poor thing. And other people say, oh, you didn't have a brother, you lucky thing. Okay, so here we go with the Wild Lilac. And I'm going down into that blue a little bit. Get a little heavier around the perimeter there, the top. Okay, now we're going to go for the Blue Lagoon. Yeah, David Cassidy and Donny Osmond. I had Donny Osmond posters and David Cassidy. Oh my goodness. Yes. I just like the Partridge Family because they were a family band, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Didn't you love that, Tom? You had to
I did,
like
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Like a family band. Going on the road. You know, these kids were like 7 years old, and they were playing in nightclubs.
I thought the bus was going to pull up in front of my house one day.
Your little row house in
I
Philly?
just thought I had a bag packed all the time for it.
You were ready to go, huh? Oh, gosh. And now I'm going to do some Lucky Clover. I know the bus was so cool. All right. I like this color combination. I think this one's going to be very cool. I know you're all singing the theme song, Come On, Get Happy. I know you are in your head. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend in between here a little bit to kind of make this a little more blue-green. And let me grab that purple brush. I don't think I need too much purple here, but make that a little bit more periwinkle in between those. Yes, Friday nights were the best. It was the Brady Bunch and then the Partridge Family, back to back. The good old days. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull these thin strips off. You ready for this, guys?
Brianne said, nope, it's I Think I Love You. What am I so afraid of?
Oh, yeah. Brienne is way too young to even remember the Partridge Family. She must have been watching all the reruns. But those were some good days. Look at this, guys. Isn't this so pretty? With the texture. That's almost pretty enough to just use by itself. You don't even need a silhouette stamp on top. But a silhouette stamp on top is going to be really cool. So, I love that. Alrighty. Now we're going to get the Misty out again. Teresa, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, but I can remember the Partridge Family songs, so go figure, right? Now should we do this one? Or should we do this again? Oh, let's do this one again. So this is like two different styles, one stamp, but two different layouts for it too. Let's do this one. I kind of like this off to the side. Oh my gosh, the monkeys, yes. This is like nostalgia today. We're going back to the good old days. The only thing that we didn't have in those days was YouTube. And we'd all be missing our crafting videos and our crafty live time together. But other than that, some pretty good TV back then. All right, so I'm going to go off this again. Now, if I were doing this again, I might use the 1/2-inch strips, so I'd have a little bit bigger of a border. But it is good to see what this would look like, because honestly, if you had like a big scripty gratitude or thankful or hello, and you just pop that on there, this is just such an interesting background just the way it is. Yes, Karen, we do sell this grip mat. This is called our double background grip mat. And just let me show you what it is here so that you understand. And when you get yours, this little piece will be cut out. It's the way the stamp is designed, and that's okay. Some people really like it because it's like a place to grab the mat. But what this is this is a photopolymer grip mat, just like a lot of the grip mats that you see out there, but we did ours differently because we made ours into 2 background stamps too. So if you want, you can use them as a background stamp, and then you flip it over with the background stamp touching the surface of the Misty, and this is a nice flat photopolymer background stamp, or photopolymer mat. So it's called the double background grip mat, and we have 2 different styles that you can look at. We have double background grip mat 1 and 2. And the difference is the design. So, depending on which designs you like better. And you don't even have to use them as a grip mat. You can just use them as 2 great background stamps. All right, so this is going on with black onyx the same way. I think we just need this big silhouette image. And remember, I like to do several layers. Oh, that is cool. That's really cool looking. I like to do several layers and not press too hard so we don't lose any of the detail of those thin stems. So that looks pretty good. I think I'll stop there. And then I'm going to take Tom's advice and go with a smaller greeting. I know, Tom just probably fainted back there that I'm taking his advice. But I'm taking your advice, Tom. We're going to go with love. I might even be tempted to just stamp it on here somewhere, although I really don't have enough room. So we're going to have to do it on a little piece of cardstock, which is fine. Don't know if I have any embossing powder close by. I do not. I don't know why I don't. I thought I did, but I don't. So, let me see. I'm just looking across the room. Nope, I don't see it there. I don't see it here in this cabinet. So, we are not going to emboss. We're going to do it on white again. you know what'll happen. I'll see it across the room. I'm looking. I don't see it. So we'll just do a tiny little white strip instead. And I think I have another little one of these hiding here. I don't have an organized scrap box like I do at work. I have a disorganized scrap box. Okay. Well, welcome. You just came in late, Candy. We're glad to see you. Okay, so we're going to do With Love right here. Just a tiny little one. I do think that these would look good. I don't have any strip sentiments over there, do I, Tom? You don't see that on that side by you. I'm looking here just to see what I have in my mess over here, but yeah, I'm not quite so organized in this room. It's all right. We'll go with this. My heat gun is right here. That was sitting out. It shouldn't. It would make sense that it would be with my heat gun, but it's not, because that would be the right thing. So we'll figure it out. I'll find it for next time. Tom, look at those die sets over there and see if you see my strip sentiments. Because I think I have the perfect strip sentiment die set over there.
Oh, die set?
Die set, strip sentiments, yeah. See if you see it over there. If not, it's okay. We'll survive without it. There might be a small one in here. Maybe I could get it close enough, and then I could chop it down. This would work. I'm going to use this. This is Master Layouts 9. Tom's trying over there, but I think it's like when somebody says to you, hey, can you find this whatever in my closet? It's such a mess. It's just not fair. It's okay, Tom. I got a substitute here. I'm already on it. But I appreciate you looking. So I'm using this strip sentiment die. This is something that you can do too. If you don't have the right size, you can use one that's longer, and then we'll just trim the edge off. So we'll tape that like that. And then you can make it exactly the size that you want, which is nice too. There we go. Oh, I'm just reading everybody's comments right now. A lot of people are talking about the old shows. And then Friday night always got followed by Saturday morning cartoons that you had to get up at like 6 a.m. so you wouldn't miss them. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to say it. It's going to sound very old to say this, but I'm going to say it. Kids these days don't know how good they have it. Where you don't have to worry about missing a show. If we missed our show on Friday night, we didn't get to see the show again for a whole week. And then we had to wait like to the next season to see the rerun.
Come on, a statement like that after spending the last 20 minutes talking about how great it was back then with all the music.
That's
and
true.
shows.
That's true. Well, there's good and bad to everything, right? So I just chopped that off there. Hopefully I didn't chop too much, but if I did, I will chop the other side. Yep, I'll chop the other side. In fact, I'm going to do it with scissors because I'm going to be able to see it a little better. But I think this is like the perfect little greeting. There we go. That'll just be perfect, and I can put that anywhere. I can just put it like right there, which will be so cute. Is that what you were talking about, Tom?
What do you mean?
When you said that you wanted a small greeting, you felt that it was
Exactly.
the
I
design
think
is
I think
delicate.
Yeah, I think the silhouette technique is very contemplative and quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so I'm going to cut one more piece here after I put the die cutting machine away. I'm going to cut one more using Master Layouts 2. I'm going to cut the back panel. And then we'll assemble this card. And then you guys can tell me what you think of this background technique. And if you're going to try it, I want to see what you guys do. Because I think that, you know, there are so many stencils in our collection that this technique would be fun to use, fun to create with. And I mean, I can't do them all, right? So you guys have different ones. I want to see different stencils from our collection with this technique. I think it would be super fun. And then I'll also link in the description on this video the original video so that you can see it where it isn't done with the masking magic, because that looks pretty too. And I made a mini slimline card with it and a couple of other cards too, and you can see some of the different stencils that I used in the previous video. But sometimes it's fun to revisit these techniques, not even so much because you don't know how to do them, but it just reminds you that this technique is out there and maybe you haven't done it in a while or played with it, and that you should. It's like almost like a wake-up call to let's play. Now, I think I'm going to try Applemint. You know how I'm using colors that just aren't in the card? I think Applemint would be a great color for this. Look at that. See, I used Lucky Clover, but Applemint is such a nice mix with Lucky Clover, and it just brightens up the whole thing. So let's go ahead and do that with Applemint.
Tracy wants to know, Tom, do you stamp and create like Gina? Well, Tracy, I don't know if I would quite put it that way. Short answer is no.
Tom's...
Is there a word for what I do when I get stamps?
I don't know, you're the word man. You pick a word.
I don't have a word for that.
I'm not going there. You should have a word of the day, though.
You ready for the word of the day?
I think so, yeah. Let's do the word of the day.
This is a very short, sweet word of the day. All right, so have you ever been gardening out there in the spring and you, it's coming again.
I know.
And you're mulching and you use your foot to kind of push the mulch over, or you're shoveling and some of the soil falls off and you use your foot to scrape it. I know when I'm doing the driveway snow, sometimes I'll use my boot to just... that's when you're using a shovel. That's a shovel. Right?
Yes, it's absolutely a shovel.
A shovel. It's exactly what it is. All right, back to the broom closet.
That's pretty funny. Oh my gosh, Tom, where do you come up with these words? Like, what was happening in the moment? Were you gardening and kicking the dirt, and you thought, this is a word of the day?
Why does that just make such simple sense to me? There should be a shovel and a word for the shovel.
It's great. It's so fun. All right, so there we go. There's the second card today using the Stencil Spritz technique with a twist. So I'm going to zoom in here on this. Oh my God. Oh, that is so funny. A shovel. And here is the first one we did. So we added masking magic this time around. We used the 1/2-inch strips around here to kind of condense that and make it a skinny rectangle. perfect for a silhouette stamp right in the center. And we use the Happy Thanksgiving from our Harvest Silhouette stamp set. So Autumn Silhouettes and Harvest Silhouettes are the two stamp sets we use today. And then for the second card, we used 1/4 inch masking magic strips and 1/8 inch masking magic strips. So we used all three to show you some different ways to use them. And then we did a fun pattern going down this one with the Stencil Spritz technique. And again, this greeting is from the Harvest Silhouette stamp set. So these are super easy cards to make. If you're working on Thanksgiving cards that maybe you're going to give to people over the Thanksgiving holiday, still plenty of time to send them out to your loved ones. And I think these are two good ones to send for Thanksgiving. What do you think, Tom?
I think they're spectacular.
Yay! All right. Well, we are going to give away a gift card to one lucky crafter today. But before we do that, if you'd like today's video, and we sure hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And Tom, can you throw that graphic up for the subscribe so they can see how that works if they're new?
I'm trying.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The buttons are different here. So if you hit the subscribe button, there's a little drop down that pops down, and it gives you an opportunity to be notified of the videos. So just hit all notifications and you'll be able to find us there. Then if you are not part of our Facebook group, we would love to have you there. Our Facebook group is called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Come on over and join us. We're getting close to 50,000 members, and everybody over there is sharing their beautiful Gina K Designs projects. So let's say you have this stamp set and you want to see more silhouette cards. You can type into the search in our group Autumn Silhouettes or Harvest Silhouettes, and all the different cards that our members have made will populate, and you'll be able to see more ideas for the products that you have. And then a big shout out again to Brianne Loveland. Thank you, Brianne, for linking everything for us, making it so easy for us to find everything. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything that I used in today's video on our website at ginakdesigns.com. All right, well, now it's time to pick a winner. We are going to pick a $15 gift card winner, and you can use that gift card anytime because it won't expire. So you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right, drum roll, please. Here we go. Today's winner is Kim Texeira. Kim Texeira.
Yay! Congratulations, Kim. You are the winner. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get your digital card sent over to you in your inbox. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today here in our home studio, and I hope you enjoyed that little guest appearance from Zeus a little bit earlier. Tom and I will be back in the studio next Tuesday night, the real studio, next Tuesday night. Shuvel. That was Tom's word of the day. If you just tuned in, you missed it. You got to hit replay and watch. We will be back next Tuesday night in our studio at the warehouse. And until then, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.